Tony, I hate to be the bearer of the news that you're muted, but I'm gonna.
You're still muted, just so you
Yeah.
know. Do you want? I should unmute you.
I'm
I think
dragons.
Is this thing on now?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
well, hello, Internet. How are we doing this evening? I don't remember what I was just saying, but I was just saying, it's lovely to be back with all of my friends here. I'm DM Dragons. This is the Golden Feathers of Tien Tang, where we don't know how to work our microphones. Let me rephrase that. I do not know how to work my microphone.
No,
So,
we is accurate.
we're just going to get right into this because, that's a bunch of bullshit. And welcome to whatever this evening just happens to turn out to be. So, without further ado, Knock to kick it off for us, please.
I was replying to a thing, and then you gotta do me like that. Hi, I am Dakota Orishira. I play Noct, an elf wizard thing. Yeah, I'm excited to be back. It's been a minute. I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And we're going to slide right over next door to the Brave Bandit. Hello. He is still muted.
I had to find my unmute button.
See, it's not just me.
Brave. I'm playing Rig and Rex, the Kobold Cleric combo. I'm happy to be here to cause chaos.
We do love the chaos. Continuing our next door theme, we have Mr. Damon. How are you?
doing good. Hi, everyone. It's Damon, DMA Gamer 79, etc., etc. I am playing Tayo Doragon, your Wood Elf Light Cleric.
Yes, it's been 30 days since we played damn near. Very good. That's so excellent. I'm proud of you. Moving on down the line, we have our lovely Bull. How are you this evening?
I'm well. I'm very awake. I left the city I was in yesterday at 4 p.m. and I got here at 6 a.m. So we're
yay!
doing great. We were using I think adventure logic because it was an hour flight from here to there. So
What?
Time has no meaning, but it's fine.
So we'll come back to that later. But
We'll have to have Notch fix that one. It's time related. I don't know. Hi, I'm Bull, also Gromgarn. I am what am I? Oh yeah,
I don't know. What are you?
I'm awake.
We're
is what
lost
I
in the
am.
chaos of time.
Yeah, I'm a mountain dwarf. I like to throw things. I'm ready to break some stuff.
Cool. Could you do me a tiny favor while I move on to your friend? Could you just turn your mic up just a smidge for me, please? Thank you so much. Hello, Jess. How are you this evening?
I'm not too bad. How are you all?
Oh, I have no complaints. I'm playing D&D with my friends.
Good deal. Just playing Prezira, the half drow wildfire druid. It's always a mouthful. Glad to be back. Thanks for watching.
I've been sitting here wondering why I keep seeing myself on my camera with my head turned, and it just dawned on me that I had you all over on my secondary screen over there when I have this big pretty 27-inch screen here. So, anyways, good evening. It is wonderful to have you. I do have a quick story for you. So I was at class last night for Taekwondo, and I know that you are a huge spider fan. Like, that's one of your big things.
Right. I got 2 more over Mother's Day. So.
Yeah, really. Yeah. We'll put a pin in that one. I saved a little jumping spider in class last night and took him outside.
You should have kept him. They make great pets.
They do make great pets, but everyone wanted to kill it, and I took it outside. So,
for shame.
I know. Terrible humans. Right then, Reese, how we doing?
Oh, I'm alive. I'm just a dog chasing a car. I'm Amador, Mikey, Michael. Which way have it? I play Reese Inkfoot, our lovely rogue brain power thing. That's what I do.
Yeah. And again, I am DM Needs More Dragons, or Dragons now, because I like to shorten things up because it's too much to say. And we're going to get right into it. I'll give a quick recap and we'll jump right into the game tonight. So last time our adventurers were in Crossroads. Reese had a piece of armor that was near and dear to his heart that he really needed to pick up to try to go perhaps save his master with. It was going to, somehow give him a boost or a boon or God knows what to help him do said thing. That got a little sideways when someone hijacked their own heist. Luckily,
Bitch move.
a very bitch move. Luckily, your druid who was outside providing Overwatch was, on things and, outlined said figure in some fairy fire, who dove out the window, by the way, and then went invisible. Was given chase by a short, blurry kobold who cast haste on himself and, Jack Russell Terriered the tennis ball down the street, through a cellar, got half blown up a little bit, through another building, out into the street, and fell on his face after getting a table or something thrown at him. Got back up, kept going, and then the whole party finally caught up to this chase. And the cleric who's, we would think the caring, loving, peaceful, holy man himself, Ty, had this momentary little blackout rage and was kind of just over the situation and decided to maybe cast a fireball in the middle of the street. I don't know. Something like that happened. Supposedly. Crashing into the assailant who was escaping or trying to escape, knocked him flat in the street. A ruckus ensued with people and guards and stories and an invisible wizard taking the armor away quickly. And Reese and I believe Riggs just kind of flew away, leaving a few people to, hold the bag, as it were. The guards soon were upon them. A interesting conversation was had. The choices were made. Manacles were slapped. And off to jail they went with said person that they kept from dying after killing him, kind of, sort of. They made it to jail. They were put in a cell next to the turtle who tried to steal Reese's armor. Soon after that, Reese had left town to go take that armor after Noct had found them kind of on the street down the way. Took the armor, went to go hide it. Rig decided that he was, going to go try to find the jail and find his friends, and was asking people on the streets where the executioner could find the jail. And so finally, Rig finds the jail and sits down at the gate. Reese finds Rig outside. And one of the funniest parts of the night, in my opinion, was Reese trying to get them into the jail to go find whomever was inside and giving a fairly decent, quick little, request at the door. Quickly followed up by Riggs's, announcement that he was there to execute people, which, again, I thought was one of the most funny parts of the whole game that night. Totally beautiful. We flash forward to Noct inside, waiting for the High Constable to show up.
Bitch.
He finally does show up, takes him to his office, or he goes to his office.
Corrupt.
Not drinking the shitty coffee, by the way. He drank the good coffee, not the shitty coffee, so that was good. It was a long night. Very long night. And now correct something for me, if you will. He tried to slip you a truth potion or a truth serum. Did you dispel the magic on that before you took it? I think that's what you were going for, and I think it worked, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we hid the dispelling past identify. It was like a sleight of hand thing.
Yeah, something to that effect. And
Maybe
so,
the joint identify dispel like whiz bang thing. It's cool.
yeah, kind of something like that. And so he questioned you. You passed with flying colors, signed a contract to get your friends out of jail, citing that you would do no more terrible things while in town. Got them out of jail. You're 1-for-1 as an attorney right now, so yay, good for you. That's rocking. And then you all decide that it's probably best we get on out of town at least for a little while. You all finally, for the sake of brevity here, make it to Reese's hideout for the armor, which was a cliffside kind of like den thing with a rock that rolled in front of it. You went inside. You had a conversation with Grumgarn about talking to himself. Wasn't really talking to himself. He was talking to his hammer. You learned some backstory there about his past and family and his heritage and things of that nature and why he came to be with said hammer. And then as the evening progressed towards sleep, you all heard some things. You went outside to take a look, and you watched and listened as shadow and green and purple lightning descended on the area you had just came from, which was Crossroads. And you stand here at the mouth of this quote-unquote cliff cave, listening to the echoes and the faint cries and the explosions in the distance as the shadow takes your vision of the city from afar. And that, my friends, is where we are going to open the game. So, take it away.
Yeah, I feel bad about Key, but fuck Crossroads. That place sucked.
Somebody's got a lot of noise in the background.
Yeah, that's me. It'll turn off shortly.
I don't know if I told you guys, but the constable is really corrupt. Just so you know, in case anybody was curious.
Could we say this was a marginally good thing? Only because the corruption is gone, but the innocent lives that it now affects is unfortunate, truthfully. I mean, you can give and take.
Are cities being wiped off the map normally cause for not concern?
No.
Great
No.
concern usually.
Yeah.
But we're 2 for 2 right now.
Wait. So city destroying events don't just happen.
Correct.
Usually
Not
does
usually.
not.
This is
Okay. Let me ask another question while we're here. Are any of you like very worldly traveled? Because I've been to 3 towns, and 2 of them have been destroyed. So that's a pretty high likelihood of town destruction we've got going on here.
I'm more of a passerby, not really a stay in town kind of person, so it's kind of hard for me to say.
Yeah. This isn't a normal thing. This is definitely not a normal thing. And seeing all of this and what is going on here, seeing that it's very similar to what happened in Key, concerns me deeply.
Me too. I think emotionally right now, speaking for myself, I'm not going to speak for you guys, but I don't know how to feel. I'm kind of in shock, but I had a slight expectation. There's a lot of going ons in my brain right now. This is depressing.
We're a good distance away, correct? Like you're
about an hour, roughly an hour from town, but it's kind of through a valley per se. and you can see could see in the distance like the outlines and shit of town and whatnot. So it's now becoming obfuscated with shadow and lightning and stuff.
So I feel like there's not much of a feeling of heroism here. Nobody has any heroic urges. No.
I mean,
Not particularly.
I do, but I'm very feeling similar to Reese. I'm having a very conflicting mindscape, only because there are still innocents in this city. There are still people who are going to be potentially affected by this. And while we know the city is corrupt, the people, not all of the people are.
So we just got unlucky and only meeting all shitty people while we were there. Because I can't think of a single nice person that we interacted with.
There's the
Maybe
people at the
the pie
tavern.
seller. Maybe the pie salesman.
Yeah,
There
the
were a
pie
few
salesman
That
was
one was okay.
Wasn't the pie salesman a child? Wasn't
We agreed. We agreed. We're not taking any more children with us. Sorry.
The thing
Okay.
is,
So, follow-up question: if people are not gung ho on running into the burning city with lightning and death, do we want to do reconnaissance to see what's going on down there? We could perhaps turn our feathered friend here invisible and send him flying.
I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but if I remember correctly, we didn't come up here with our horses and cart.
I thought we did because I thought we were fucking off out of town.
Yeah, we did. I also have
You
a
did.
bat still.
Aw.
So if we need a bat, still have a bat.
Did anyone happen to find out the value of all of that beautiful tiger? I don't want to be the greedy one in the group, but reconnaissance to recover that for possible sales might not be a bad idea.
That might look bad on us because the city is just destroyed, and if we take things from the destroyed city, we might have a target on us.
We could say we were looting the charred remains.
Well, not only that, but I think this is the second city we visited, second city destroyed. I'd say the target's already clearly set.
Was there anything of interest in the museum or anything?
How are we going to transport a lot of stone?
We're not.
So I don't think we should probably loot stone.
You don't think the raggedy ass horses could handle it?
I feel like we shouldn't collect stone.
Yeah. I think
coming from a family of miners of stone, I don't think we had the infrastructure necessarily to transport stone in our current condition.
Yeah.
I second that. We could try to find survivors, let it pass. I don't think we could do much as of now other than just kind of watch.
Do we see, like, is it just obfuscated? Is there just darkness? We don't see, like, the dragon, the creature.
Roll me a perception check and let's find out what you see tonight.
Oh boy!
You know, as we ended, you saw clouds and shadow and lightning. So,
22.
Okay. You take a really hard look, and you don't make out any entities that you can come up with, but you can. It's very unmistakable that it is the same style of event that occurred in Key. So you're uncertain if there's something there or if it's just.
Ooh, we should go see if there's another knocked.
Oh, that's a fair point.
Maybe his name is Day.
I like it.
Knock kind of turns his head up in like consternation at that. And he kind of looks back at you and he goes, I I don't remember meeting anybody named Sun.
Huh. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Well, if I have two suggestions. Either we go to Crossroads and deal with any potential aftermath, or we leave now and try to get to the capital so that we can potentially warn them, because it seems pretty a sure bet that they're coming that way.
True. Can I chime in just a bit?
I'm just giving suggestions. I'm putting things out on the table.
Okay, so with that in mind, I 100% agree that the sites are set for the capital. But also, is it a straight to the capital, or is it an eventually and getting everything in between? Because all we have to really base off right now is the intermediate town that we had before we got here that wasn't destroyed, but when we got here, this one was. So again, there's probably a pattern amongst this, but I don't know. I just
If you wanted to go on recon and you trusted yourself and wanted something other than invisibility, I could also give you a guard.
We were chased by shadow demons as soon as that thing hit, or whilst we were leaving.
So we may or may not be taking a note out of that book.
This is a tough call. I morally speaking, I think we should go back into the city to at least see if anybody had made it out, and if we can unfortunately help them to another place to stay, or at least out of the shithole.
I wouldn't mind returning to the Traders Hall to see if we can find the information we couldn't get when we actually spoke to them there.
My main concern is I don't think anyone's going to be there.
I'm not saying there might be people there, but there might be
A ship? There might
something.
be something. Yeah, that's true. I like that thought.
Okay.
This looks pretty similar to Key, and there really weren't any buildings left when we left Key.
If we're all going back, all right, because I think that's the decision, as if we take like a small party or if we all go back. I think we check around town and see what we can find, see if we can figure out what's going on, and then also maybe we take a trip over to the tavern and look for a shiny sword.
Yeah, we should go back for that sword in the morsel, in the fungus, the fun guy.
Then maybe the mean library and the fancy museum.
I agree. I think this is our best bet right now.
There might be some things left.
Most of what I have learned since I've been here is that there's a large focus on the material. That's what we're doing, right?
I feel like we're possibly forgetting there were shadow creatures chasing us out of Key. We couldn't have stayed.
I did mention that, yes.
So should we go back into what looks like the same thing that we had to run from the last time? Or should we be comfortable with the fact that we're already away from the shadow beings trying to kill us and continue going forward?
We're 2 levels higher. What could possibly go wrong?
That was the basis. That was the basis of sending the stealthier, lighter individuals amongst us. And he looks pointedly at Rig.
All right.
I think
how-
I think, if nothing else, if we the best thing to do, hate to say it, if we want to go in the city, I don't think we should all go in. I think our stealthier two, or one, should go in and just do some recon and come back.
Please,
Or-
God, send the kobold.
Or just
can-
wave at us and let us know if we're in the clear. Because,
So-
I mean, there might be a lot to look at.
Choices. I can
Yes.
make 2 people invisible. So me and Reese could go in. Or Reese could go in with a bodyguard. Those are the magical options available to you.
Question,
you-
would the bodyguard be able to keep him in control?
No, but it
Well,
probably performs better as a distraction.
I think Rig would probably be. I think, given what we're going into, either Rig or myself would be the most effective to go in with Reese or Noct. So I think Noct or Reese, if you want to take Rig, or Rig if you want to go with Reese, or whatever Rax wants to do, I suppose.
So are you advocating for combat?
I'm not advocating for it, preparing for.
Rather-
May I chime in just real quick? Say I do go in and the shadow creatures are still there. Let's keep it hypothetical because we don't know for this for sure. If they could fly, me and Rig would be in a little bit of trouble because falling out of the sky hurts a lot. But that's also assuming they can't see us if we are invisible. Because if we are, then I don't think we would have to worry.
Also worth noting, if Reese and I were to go, I am magically full powered at the moment. That
True.
is beneficial.
So I will say I am willing to go in, but I will not make the choice for the companion that will go with me.
Well,
I think if you
So
do
my-
send a small team, I believe the rest of the party should be nearby, probably within screaming distance.
yeah, I think so.
But
Rig,
I don't.
You had
has he?
mentioned. Well,
Is he
hang on.
like-
Rig? You had mentioned offhand before when we were looking for the armor that Rax had mentioned something about you being able to like identify and find things of value really quickly and effectively. That was a lot of big words, I know.
Rex says finders keepers, and Rex is a good finder.
That's fair. Given that Rax is a good finder, I think it would be useful for Rig and Rax to be a part of the group
My-
going into
Yeah.
the city.
My
Agreed.
only argument is that the Graham and Rig are not quiet individuals.
Oh, I'm not saying I need to go, but that's also fair.
That is my only concern. If you are planning for combat, then you should take more than 2. If you are not planning for combat, you should maximize your chances to avoid combat.
DM, I don't know if I need to send the bat to get elevation or something. I want to do a general perception check. Is there active fire and like devastation that I can still observe and hear?
Send the bat.
I send the bat 100 feet into the air, and or the hypotenuse of 100 feet, so that he's close enough to me but closer to the city.
Damn, make an intelligence check. Holy fuck.
Farewell, Bat. We,
Right?
we,
19.
we will miss you.
little buddy.
Yeah,
Fucking
I've got
geometry and D&D. Wow.
I've got a 19 for his perception. Or do you want investigation?
I personally don't care which one you use.
Cool. Then a 19 for perception.
Okay. As you lay your hand on Ty's shoulder and your eyes go dark and your bat friend flutters off into the night sky, you start to get the echolocation pings back to you, right? Fuck. Like, my DM mind wants me to be a real big dick to you right now, but I'm not going to.
You're so sweet.
Go ahead. Did you rolled a 19?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The bat returns to you what you would understand as active fire.
Okay. I'm going to relay that to the group and say, I do understand that point. However, I also don't necessarily think that stealth or quiet is necessary. The city has been destroyed. Like everything is in chaos, and
everyone should go.
Place.
There's no point in a two-party team if you're expecting combat.
I would agree. I don't necessarily know that I'm expecting combat, but we should be prepared for combat. Either way, I don't think there's any value in stealth. The city is actively being destroyed.
Okay. Go ahead, Ty. I'm sorry.
Then are we getting on the wagon and heading that way, or what? Because the longer
I will go where the group goes. Gromgarn does not believe we should go into the city.
Yeah.
Are the shadow creatures still hanging around, or have they gone away?
You have no idea.
No, we don't know.
Yeah.
And the bat didn't tell us this. Okay.
No. I
Look,
think
and
the only
can't see shadows.
You got a very generous observation of the city with echolocation from that far away.
That is a good point. That bat did really fucking well.
Yeah.
Real good.
Bat. Here's a good
Named-
bat.
Real good bat.
Named him Lucky.
Good. Lucky. Somebody write that down.
Just don't let me make plate armor for the bat. It went badly for the mouse.
If
So
just a note, an overall note. If we were stealthing, it's not from the fire, right? It's from the shadow creatures that were there before. That was the concern.
I don't know if there's enough stealth for us to hide from shadow beings.
There definitely is. As somebody versed in this,
For you.
you definitely can hide from them.
I see your hand and I see what you're playing, but I raise you tie with a fireball.
True.
Wow.
We have multiple fireballs.
We
That
have
is
fireball.
Rig has better fireball.
Fireball.
If I
That's
threw up
see
a
that.
wind wall, would that help protect us from the shadow creatures at all?
You have no fucking idea.
I don't.
yeah, I think
Would you like to test it?
Well, you probably should find out if they're down there first.
Yes,
I
I would
think-
love you to test that.
We could test it.
You can 100% test that if they're there.
certainly
No, like
try.
right
If
now,
they're
right
there.
now. If you would like right this second, we can test it.
Let's not test theories
Let's not
and
use a spell slot to test.
Okay.
speculations. I think the best
Please,
thing to do at this
Test
point,
away.
let us
Stop it.
let's go. I don't think there's anything in the city worth saving. If there's anything left at this point, it has
As in,
been
let's leave this place. That's what you
Yeah.
mean by let's go.
yes.
Yeah.
I am saying let
I
us
agree
leave
with
this
Tom.
place. I don't think there is anything in the city worth saving anymore. If what happened to Key is happening to Crossroads, there will be nothing left, and there's too many potential dangers to make any sort of salvage rescue mission plausible. There's too many variables.
Well,
Okay.
we did save 27 people from Key. There's a good chance we could save 28 from Crossroads.
Are there 28
I mean-
people in that city you like?
No, I don't like any of them.
I-
I'm just saying. I'm
I-
trying to
I-
be nice here.
I do admit to curiosity being the driving factor.
Me too. I'm
I
very
would just like to know
curious.
why the city exploded.
Well, was there a dragon again? Because that probably had something to do with it.
I didn't see one.
Hmm.
None of us saw one. So
Okay,
we,
let's venture towards the city. And if we can find people escaping the chaos and they can give us information about what happened, we can then make a decision on if we proceed further.
So we're just gonna ride the cart down there. All right. Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Oh boy, he looks a little too excited.
He's like, I've been
Let's
waiting
go.
for
Yes.
weeks.
Test that.
Let's go.
Do this.
I throw my hammer.
Say I'm so excited.
And
Lucas,
I fly away.
I'm gonna cast mage armor, by the way, just to fucking throw that out there.
That's 8 hours of beauty, sir.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so you all pile in the wagon and start your bouncy journey down the road back towards the city of Crossroads. The closer that you get, the more shadowy, kind of wispy shit you see in front of you towards the city. There are still cracks of thunder and lightning.
How fast is the wagon moving?
What is the speed of our raggedy ass horses?
Probably a raggedy ass 2 or 3 mile an hour
Okay.
ish.
Can I get that in feet?
Yeah, can I
per
get that in walking
6
speed?
seconds?
One moment.
Can I get increments, please?
Sure. The cart goes 35 feet every 6 seconds.
Dope.
Thank you.
Fuck all of that. Do I want to do that?
I don't know. Do you?
You tell me.
He's not gonna tell you.
He gives the horses haste.
Hey, you've gone another fucking 35 feet.
All right, cool. It's been 6 seconds. That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, we're making it.
How far from the city are we?
An hour.
You guys will
Yeah.
watch as Noct kind of leans out the side of the wagon and pulls a like small curved dagger from his waist, cuts part of his finger, and lets the blood drip onto the ground as he chants in that same like mystical language. As the blood hits the ground, you'll watch as a shadow rises in a vaguely humanoid form, shifting as it just kind of spawns up from the ground, and Noct will shoo it forward ahead of the wagon. And I'm going to have it go pull fucking sentry duty. Make sure we don't run into an army of shit.
So you've got a scout.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a shadow.
Hey, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah.
Think
If
we
you
like
would like,
that.
it is constantly hiding. That's what it does. So
What?
Okay, do 2 things for me then, just for the rest of the trip in. Roll a stealth check for it, roll a perception check for it, please.
hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay. The stealth is going to be a dirty 20.
Okay.
And you said perception?
Yep.
Okay. That's a 17.
Okay, very good. Duly noted. So as you're moving along in the wagon, you guys watch as Noct performs his little ritual. Does anybody have anything to say to that?
I have many things to say, but I'm not saying them in this moment.
I'll say at least one of them for him. What the fuck?
What?
Perfect.
Why are we just now using this thing? This was an option before.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
There's so much to unpack in this group yet. So much. Grom, as you all are bouncing along in the wagon,
Oh God.
questioning your life decisions as you go, we'll ring ring. We'll ring ring in the head there. You know, kind of, we kind of just got out of jail. You know, and well, you know that town that you showed up in, that you came from, right? Just you know, about a couple days ago ish. You fell out of a guard check, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Might have a bit of a concussion, but I do.
Oh, okay. Do you specifically remember that ugly, really ugly, really loud thing that was, you know,
Yeah. Like from the
oratoring
sky.
over the valley, as it
Yeah, no,
were?
for a minute I thought you were talking about the very loud thing talking at me right now. But yeah, no, I do.
No,
remember what you're
no,
talking about.
definitely. You hear this like loud thump inside your head, like, dunk.
Smacked in the head telepathically.
Yeah, basically. Oh, good. I've got your attention. Just making sure.
Mhm.
I don't know if said thing is here or not, but
Nor do I.
just so you are aware, that little special bubble thing that I did for you,
Mhm.
I can only do that like once in a really like long time.
Mhm.
So if you choose to go into town and things happen, have a plan. Okay?
Okay. Now,
Have
if
a
you
plan.
can't do the bubble thing, are
Yeah.
there other special skills, perchance?
That's gonna cost you $29,995, and you haven't unlocked that feature yet, so no.
I was trying to think of a non-metagaming version of microtransactions to say.
I know, right? That was completely an asshole thing to say, but I said it anyways.
Well, I suppose one way for me to find out, if you won't tell me, is to put myself in wild positions where you may be enticed to bring them up, kind of like the bubble.
Well, you know what they say about wild positions, they can be a lot of fun. Bye! Click.
Heard.
Anyways,
Hammer again?
That it was. Moody as
Did
ever.
it have anything fun to say?
Fun is relative. I wouldn't say much constructive.
Mm.
I think, my friend, as you and I both said, it shares our concern for the safety of this plan, but we are where we are.
Understood.
Do you not feel safe?
Oh, not particularly, no. But I have been itching to throw my hammer, so.
Truthfully speaking, when have we actually ever been safe on this trip?
Quite
I
true.
mean,
I feel safe.
like we were safe
Not even
2
when we're
days
taking
ago.
not even when we took a long rest. You know?
2 days ago, maybe, when
So-
we got here and there was nothing going on for like 20 seconds, and then we
So-
went to a really nice inn, and they're really nice to us, and we got a nice room, and we were just like chilling. I felt safe then.
The things we have done up to now have been considered unsafe.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By far and large.
That's fair. So we're about halfway, or do we want to say halfway or 75 before we stop? Like,
we
what do
can call it halfway.
Yeah. So we're now about halfway there.
Have we seen any people fleeing?
Can I make a perception check just in case I can see anything new?
Certainly.
You know, it's a fair point that I didn't consider. That there may be
Okay.
people fleeing the city and then they see a shadowy figure coming down the road. I did not.
They
We
run
call
right
that
back into the city.
Friendly fire.
It's
You
hiding.
know-
It's fine. It's being stealthy.
know-
it's fine.
DM to player, thank you so much for that.
It's stealthing. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
What did it roll on stealth again?
20?
What's the average passive perception for a villager in a moment of crisis?
Like 10? Maybe?
It's funny you say that.
What?
Anyways,
I got an 8 for my perception.
cool. Are you walking or flying or what are you doing?
I'm in the cart, kind of.
You're in the cart.
Where
Yeah.
the fuck are you in?
Cool.
Look, maybe I want to rest my wings.
No,
Okay?
as you lean your head out to look down the road to see what you can see, you kind of get lost a little bit in the like zigzaggy nature and the mesmerizing, feelings. You get this searing pain right about here. Right here. As a branch whacks you in the forehead as it goes by. Not enough to knock you out or out of the cart or anything like that, but it's like when you're walking in the woods and your brother pulls a stick out of the way to go walk around a small tree and then lets go of the son of a bitch and it hits you in the face instead. Think of it that way.
I feel like this is karma.
Could be. Could be.
Who?
Could be. You see no one.
Figured.
Am I driving? Who's driving? I just realized.
I don't know.
I think
Is the
we
shadow
decided.
driving?
I think we
No, the
decided
shadow's
shadow-
ahead.
Shadow driving.
The
The
shadow's
shadow
like
fucked off down the
The
road.
headless
shadow.
horseman is driving.
Riggs is driving.
no.
What I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
I'm driving.
Totally.
I have the best animal handling. That's how we got
Yeah,
here. in the
that's
first
why.
place.
That's how he got there. That's right.
Granted, the horse could only turn left.
What?
He's the reason why this cart is
Making
so
a left
safe with all this rope.
I'm feeling less safe.
Knocked as you go about another quarter mile or so, shadow pings you. There's things in the road ahead.
Well,
It's a
something's ahead
shadow.
of
It
us.
doesn't know what they are.
Something is ahead of us.
And as you guys take the note from Noct, you all kind of lean out of the cart and you're looking forward, and you start to see figures coming towards the cart rapidly. Some tall, some short, some fat, some skinny. Just all kinds of different body types and.
I will yell. Is everything okay?
You see them within about 30 to 60 feet of the cart now. As you just see these like blank, fearful stares straight ahead. You see gaping wounds, and you see burnt flesh, and you see clothing that's just kind of shredded to pieces, and they just run by you.
Okay. We're not gonna get much here.
Okay, I'm just going to
So-
start counting for the hell of it because I'm curious to know if we increase our numbers to rescue.
I'm going to look up at, like, kind of peer ahead and up at the sky.
Okay. What are we
See
looking
if I
for?
Seeing if I can see the
The flat
creature that
flap?
we saw before. Yeah, the flat flap. Yeah.
Okay.
Do I have that? I do. Guidance. Good.
Oh yeah, guidance exists. Oh, for posterity, I have gift of alacrity myself.
You would.
Thank you.
15.
Noct.
Thanks, bud. What was that, Ty? Sorry.
15. Not a great roll.
Sorry about that. To the best of your ability, you do not see a flying Dracolich with said demon riding it.
Okay.
A shame.
So
Shame.
we see people fleeing.
Yes.
We know that people are running, and they're obviously hurt, maimed,
Yes.
gaping.
Yes.
So what are we doing? Do
Great
we
question.
continue into the city, or are we heading away? We should decide now.
I have a question for the DM. As we are getting closer to the city, how does visibility look for us on the ground?
It's becoming a little less easy to see like super distances, but the wispy, shadowy fog is more of like a light mist, if you will. It's not water, but it's like that kind of consistency. I mean, I guess that's what fog is. But anyways, it does not obfuscate completely, but it does diminish your ability to see greater distances. So think of it like if you could see 10 out of 10, you're seeing about a 6 out of 10 or a 5 out of 10.
Okay. Okay. So it is getting harder to see, and it's safe to assume eventually when we get to the city, we're probably not going to be able to see a lot. So do we keep going forward?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the question. Do we go forward or do we not?
If vision is obscured, we could use other senses. I believe the winged creature with the small body.
I have blind vision or blind.
Lucky. Echolocation.
Yeah, I don't. The words are hard.
It's okay.
Yeah, I can see. Let me see how far I can see. That's the wrong character.
Isn't blind fight like 10 feet completely
Depends
around
on
you?
The fighting style is
Okay.
We absolutely need light. I know I can.
I have 60 feet of blind sight.
Ooh.
Are you going to release the bat?
Yep, I'll keep him 60 feet ahead.
Okay. So you put the bat up, and did you guys?
I'll keep him 30 feet ahead.
Okay.
So I can see 30 feet ahead of the bat and the 30 feet between the bat and us.
Okay.
Got it.
So as you guys start to get closer to what used to be the outer walls of Crossroads, you take in a horrific sight. The beautiful tiger stone walls that had the large platforms at the top for all the trebuchets and things that were seated on it that you saw when you first came to town, like the indestructible defenses that you had assumed, are all crashed and cracked inward. There's large holes in the sides of the walls, and it's where the walls are missing. It's like almost pulverized rock, like it was vaporized or just emaciated, just crumbled. And you see people now dotting the landscape, laying face down in the dirt all over the place. And you still hear muffled screams and cries across the town. And you see smoke and fire and shit everywhere. I'm going to pause here for just a moment. Anybody who is watching the show, if you are not a fan of vivid detail when it comes to things like this, I would encourage you to go ahead and pause the show and come back to us next time. If you're cool with that, hang out. So this is your opening landscape of Crossroads.
So, yeah.
Oh. We have been served a plate. What do we do with it?
Good question.
Okay, so Reese is gonna hop off the car. So we're in the city currently.
You're
At the
you're
wall.
standing outside
Out of the wall. Okay. And we still see bodies around us.
Yeah.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, when you jump off the cart, you land next to this old woman,
Oh, okay.
and she reaches out and grabs your ankle. And all you hear is a muffled cry. All you hear.
I'm gonna kneel down to her.
Okay.
I'm a little startled because I didn't expect a body to be that close. But I'm gonna kneel down and kind of look at where she's at. I don't mean to be that guy, but if she's not super well and not really worth the energy to save, I think there might be other people who are a little bit more important.
It's fair.
So, how does she look? I can roll him as a medicine check if I need to.
Not necessary. As you're kneeling next to her, you kind of cock your head to the side and your big owl eyes kind of dilate here in the fog. You watch her lips trying to put words together, but she's having a hard time trying to form words.
Mm. All right. Uh, I guess Reese is going to kind of uh, move her hand so she's in a more comfortable position and kind of like lean in a little close, maybe gather what she says, even if it's not really important, just kind of listening in on a dying person's either wish or plea, basically.
So as you do, the things, the only thing that you can make out is please save my. Then it just trails off for a long time. And the final, like, deep gasp or deep breath, you hear son, and she passes.
Well,
Okay.
And as you are looking her over, obviously, it's clutched in her hand with a small amulet.
Okay. I'm just gonna stand and kind of just leave it there. Even if it's magical, it could be awesome. I'm not a dick.
Okay. You return to the side of the cart and do as you will.
I'm gonna kind of turn to the rest of everybody. I don't think this is I don't think this is it, guys. I think even if we wanted to, if we could, I don't think we could save anybody. I think this is not like Key. I think this is kind of devastation at its fullest and finest. Total.
For what it's worth, the saving people in Key was pure luck. I think this is very much like Key.
Personally, if we want to press forward, loot what we can, I will be more than happy to help. But personally, I don't think there's much here. I think we could do if we can get to the traders. That's the only thing I can think of. But other than that, I don't think there's much for us here. Say you guys.
One moment.
Momenting.
We're momenting hard right now.
They're so momenting hard right now. Okay. As you all are sitting there,
Gaping moment, if you will.
it is a total gaping moment. As you are sitting there before the city entrance in its crushed up glory, you see more people starting to spill out of said gate. Some of them carrying people, some of them dragging people, all with just some really terrible and horrified looks on their face.
I think at this moment, Reese will. Okay, well, would Reese know where the trader stuff is at, or is that kind of? I don't want to say it's obvious because there's a giant plume of black smoke and even a thunder cracking and such.
It was one of the more prominent places in town. Like, I I think you probably would have had discussions about it, and it wouldn't be even destroyed. You would still know the general direction that it was in town from where you are.
Okay.
So
I my bad. Yeah, I think I'd at this point Reese would just take flight and go check there to see if it's
Okay.
at least for him objectively if it's worth it to even go inside
Okay.
the city.
All right. So for again a little more sake of brevity, because I have some things I'd love to get into. You sail over the city, Reese. As you look down, you see the same destruction that you saw in Key. Buildings decimated, turned upside down, burning, black smoke. You see more bodies littering the street. There is no prejudice is the wrong damn word. No discretion between adult, child, man, woman, doesn't matter. Like, none of that matters. You see people trying to make their way out of the city. There's not a lot, and most of them are moving very slow and injured. The other thing that you see are the shadows. Dragging people to the center of the city. Some alive, some presumably not. And they're all headed to the same general location. You would assume. And there are hundreds. But you look up, and one of the only buildings that hasn't been completely and utterly demolished is the trading post. And there is a single airship still docked at the trading post. What do you do?
Finders
I'm gonna
keepers.
finders keepers. So I call dibs. Secondly, I go back to my party, and I'm going to tell them what I just witnessed.
Okay.
What did it look like?
The same thing as Key. Devastation. Total. Man.
The ship.
Oh, I saw the ship. There's a ship. There's a trading post is the only thing not destroyed. And there's a singular airship left.
Right. What did it look like?
Oh, what did it look like, Tony?
I'm asking from Nock's point of view, just so you know. So
Gotcha. That's fine. It is a wow. Think the USS Constitution or like just a massive wooden, ornately carved, giant fucking sails of like a sail background is white, but there are these blue etchings just all over sails. And in the underneath portion of the back of the ship, there are two large, glowing, kind of bluish purple stones smashed up into the ship, essentially, and then one on the front. And we're talking like probably big enough to hold 50 or so people pretty comfortably.
I call shotgun.
That's the cool part. Here's the other half of it. I also saw, other than what we see here at this entrance, people who are being carried, dragging themselves, injured and stuff. In lieu of that, I saw shadows basically taking people to a rough area, center of town. They were piling them, right? Out of character, but they
You're
were
not real
piling
sure what they're doing, but they're
taking them that general area.
yeah. Picture being in Sears Tower, looking down at the city of Chicago and all the streets and all the lights and things. And it's all funneling through these same things.
Got it.
Are you feeling heroic?
I'm feeling I want
there
that
were
damn ship.
That there were hundreds of shadows.
Or wait, was
all-
it hundreds of shadows or hundreds of people?
You could say both technically.
Mm.
Yeah.
A great gangle of them, or a group, if you will.
You see Noct, he kind of closes his eyes. He lets out a deep breath, and then he opens them. Okay. So there is a moderately sized airship sitting in a building, or above a building, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Who here has any type of expertise in sailing?
I think
Could we get you a book on it?
No, but could I argue
most
that
definitely
experience-
do not need a book on sailing.
Could I argue that experience with heavy machinery from the mountains would give me some sort of mechanical expertise here?
I would say. You good with that, Tony?
The floor is yours. This interaction, I gave you the hook. Now you do what you want. I'm going to sit back here.
What was your understanding of engines and furnaces?
Engines and furnaces is fairly dramatic, or fairly intense, right? We would have had substantial forges, and then we would have also had substantial engine and like transportation machinery to get.
You used magical
the
aid.
stone out of the quarries. Say what?
You used a magical aid as well.
DM, I'm gonna have to lean on you for that one because I don't want to make the presumption.
I do apologize. I was
I'm asking if you used magical aid with their smelting and furnaces and power in the Dwarven city.
I mean, we had a magical hammer, so I would imagine that the elders at some
I would
at some
venture
level,
to say that it was more like imbuing the metals with like magical properties or those kinds of things, as opposed to like mechanized machinery or stuff like that. More on that flavor. That makes
Regardless, I can get it off the ground. Really? Nobody?
Cool.
Nobody? Any sailing experience? How do you get from place to place?
walk.
wings.
Raggedy horses.
Rick lived in a cave.
I took a
Very
ship
nice cave.
to get here, but it was a sailing ship on water, and I didn't ride it. I just was a passenger.
I think technically you can ride this one on water too.
What's the point of only having a ship that goes on water?
I think you can ride any ship on water. It's just a question of how long the ride is.
It was a boat
Yes.
that is on water
Why?
because it is.
It was
Seems
designed
Horribly
specifically for water.
inefficient.
We don't all live in the sky, Noct.
Horribly inefficient.
As someone who has
Sorry.
only been here a few days, dude, you feel like you're very condescending.
Yeah,
Um,
very superior.
He did fall from the sky.
yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, but he fell from the sky.
True.
that being said,
Mhm.
I don't think any of us are proficient in flying airships.
Joy.
Love you.
It's about this time that I need all of you to make a perception check, please.
Oh,
How about the
Oh.
shadow? You want the shadow to do things?
Whatever.
I got a 24, and the shadow got a 12.
I got
Excellent.
a natural 20
Woo!
Yeah.
A 15.
Yeah,
out of 26 in total.
pretty good.
26 as well.
That's pretty
Can the
good.
bat give me the help action?
No.
He
22.
could feel things.
If it has to do with hearing, then his
I got a
keen
20
hearing does give me help.
I got a 26.
Ooh,
Oh wow, 326s. Rig, what'd you get?
22.
Fuck, you guys are some perceptive bitches.
Yeah, we be looking.
Okay. As you all are standing around here just inside the entrance, after Reese has come back with, information, pretty well guess that you hear some things that don't sound very human-like, not real far away, around yonder corner of building.
Hmm.
Whatever we're doing,
So-
we need to move now.
To the center
You
or to the
hear
ship?
like these wispy voices, and they just kind of come past your ear, but they're in a language that you currently can't decipher.
Ooh, do I know it?
Do you know all languages?
No. What language is it?
I don't know. Make a perception check.
It's a fucking 12.
You
All
have
of
no
us or just
fucking
him?
idea. Just him.
Damn.
No idea.
Okay. Whatever we need to decide now. Are we heading to the airship or are we heading to the
Well,
city
do
town
you-
or are we leaving?
Do you
I
want
want
to
that ship.
leave or do you want to be heroic?
I would prefer to leave.
Yes.
I want airship.
I want airship.
Airship.
Finders keepers.
Then I suggest we
Then-
make our way there and you prepare
then
to
we
give
need-
me
we
the
should go.
20 minutes it's going to take me to get the damn thing off the ground.
Then we should head that way and defend the airship to the best of our ability.
Okay.
So we
Here-
should make our way
here-
that way.
Here's how we're going to do this. We are going to do 3 rounds of a skills check challenge.
Woo.
If you fail the challenge, you enter combat. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay, first challenge. You come up to the opening of town. You dive inside. You guys are zigzagging in and out of the buildings, down streets, down the alleyways.
Can we ask
Yeah.
Brazier to cast Pass Without a Trace?
That's a great first thing for your first skill check. Prazira,
Yes.
cast Pass Without a Trace, and everybody add 10 to their first stealth check, please.
Sorry, I had to
And
break
roll me.
break it for that.
Roll me a stealth check.
Okay. Oh.
Come on, Graham, you can do it.
Woo. Woo.
My stealth
And
sucks.
I rolled my dice
The-
one time and put the dice
Oh.
away.
The shadow got a 28 and I got a 35.
Fuck. Okay.
I will also chime in that I have a 39. I rolled a 19 plus 10 plus 10.
Okay, that's 3 successes.
I have a 34.
Us?
Let's go.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't hear you, Graham.
25 with
You're
disadvantage.
still muted.
Sorry.
Multiple
I was talking progressively louder into the mic when you said that.
Because that works.
My cat ran away.
Yeah.
I got a 26.
26, that's a pass. Rig,
25 with disadvantage.
25 with disadvantage. Okay. And Frizz, did you give me a number?
No, I don't want to give you a number.
I would love to hear the number. Yeah. Come on.
It's a 6.
No, it's a 16 plus 10.
Oh, 16. Oh, thank you,
Natural
God.
one? Is it a
Okay.
natural 1?
Mm-mm. No, she rolled a 6, so it's a 16.
16.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So All but one person passed the skills check, which is a completion and a pass for this first phase. Okay. So,
Okay.
as you guys are, like I said, zigging and zagging in and out of the rubble and the fires and the smoke and the swirling shadow and just pure chaos that this space is, you come to the main intersection where the inn was. And you kind of all duck down behind the corner of this one building. And as you do, you all manage to duck out of the way as Zira, you catch your foot on the corner of like a piece of turned up tiger stone. And as you start to fall out into the open, your team members glance down, seeing you, snatch you up and pull you into them, into the shadows. Just before this small army of shadow demons that come around the corner and into the square spot you.
Thanks, guys.
As they pass, you have a decision to make. There are 5 shadow demons, each dragging humanoids, one in each hand, all of which are alive, all of which are begging for their lives.
Out of a morbid curiosity, how similar to my shadow spawn do these look?
Not really anything. Yours is more of like astrally, shadowy, kind of cool. These are like hellscape, demonic, nasty, ugly, tortured things.
Interesting.
I don't, Gromga doesn't think there's anything we can necessarily do in this situation. I think once we are at the ship, if we have the ability to put it kindly, in people's torment early for their own sake, that's okay. But there's far more shadow people than there are of us. So if we try to engage right now, we are not going to get out of here.
I would have to agree. That sounds horrible, but I would have to agree.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's just a pure logic.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we have to protect our group. And in order to protect our group, we need to not engage.
There are tears going down Kai's face, but he nods solemnly in agreement.
So, not heroic. Let's continue.
I wouldn't call it that.
Second.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
No.
Second phase. Who wants to take charge of the second phase and give me the way that you help the group make it through this next phase?
What's in the next phase?
I think the best thing I'm trying to do is keep an eye out on things, looking ahead, keeping an eye on things, looking around, trying to like perceive a clearer direction.
Okay.
And
what gives Ty that ability?
I'm really perceptive. That's the best thing. But I also have that keen mind feat, and I know we were heading to the trade post, and we were just there, so I would know how to get there because I would remember how to get there.
Did we pass the tavern on our way here?
You did.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
Can I take disadvantage on my next roll to roll investigation to see if I can find anything in the rubble as we pass it?
Sure.
You really want that sword, don't you?
I do. I'm gonna use guidance just to.
I can give you guidance as well if it helps.
I said investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
16 plus 8 plus 3.
You don't need my help.
27.
Well, he did because he gave you the. The D4.
As you scour the rubble quickly, you see the glint of something metal amongst like a kind of a half fallen out window.
Fucking yoink.
As you pull it out, you come away with 3/4 of a sword.
Oh,
Dope.
Oh no!
Hey, good enough. Still shiny. Let's go.
Okay,
I will take disadvantage on the next skill check.
very good. Tayo.
Yeah.
Keen mind, perceptive, all the things that you've trained for your life.
Right.
Knowledge, being the person that always knows what's going on at any given moment.
hmm
As you guys round the next corner, you feel this like warmth on your chest,
Uh-huh.
and you lay your hand on your chest and you feel this like vibrant, warm energy just like radiating off of your symbol, your amulet.
hmm
And as you go to step out into the next alleyway, you feel this like light push against your chest.
Okay.
What do? Do you
Is it pushing me back or
no pushing you back
okay?
like this, like a
Pushing
like a push.
against like a hand on my chest, pushing.
Correct. That's correct.
Yeah. I will go with that feeling and move backwards.
As you receive the push and you allow the energy to push you backwards, your head turns and you see the alleyway continue around the corner of the building.
This way.
And as your group turns and goes that way, you just glance over your shoulder as you watch another group of 10 shadow people come right into the alleyway where you were headed.
Okay. Whew.
That is your pass for set number 2. And Ty is no longer allowed to help for the next phase.
There we go.
So, as you guys make your way, you look up through the wrecked city streets and through the hollowed out windows that are crashed, and you can see the airship. It's right there. There's only one problem. There's another courtyard between you and the building that you need to get to. Standing in the courtyard are shadows. 5, 10, 20, 50. What do you do? How do you get around? What's your ideas? You are currently hidden in a small, kind of half broke over building off the square at this point, having not been spotted.
Well, the obvious answer is if someone can AoE or can get multiple at once to thin the numbers and we can make a break for it, that is an option.
Rick can support that option.
Do we know? We don't know what kind of damage they're susceptible to.
Second awful idea. Nock's going to point at the shadow spawn next to him, and the shadow spawn's going to raise a hand. We could just send him running across the courtyard and try to
I
lead
like
them
that
away.
suggestion. I Grom leans towards distraction. I think if we sent the shadow creature and I throw the hammer and try to collapse something like far the opposite direction where it's running, essentially, to try and make enough of a ruckus to distract them. We could try that first, and if that fails, we can try AoE.
Also, I was totally intending to send it away, and then it's going to fight once it gets far enough away. So it'll be a distraction.
Second thing I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but also this is assuming that they would even care. Maybe they have some kind of sight or detection that we don't know about. That's
to
just
be fair,
me guessing.
It can also throw the first punch.
True. I'm not against the shadow versus shadow, people. Place your bets now.
My vote's on the
will
multiple.
close soon.
Anyway, that's an idea. Definitely could layer strategies on top of that.
The wind wall could possibly knock them back or keep them the hell away from us.
Ooh, what if we use the wind wall to cover the only entrance to get in? If we can make it that far.
Any kind of impediment would be good.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make Rig talk tactfully, tactically.
You're doing great.
So I don't know how to contribute to this planning.
I think Rig should have at least one epiphany per session. And just one.
Let Rax do your thinking for you. And
We'll just call it Rax's Epiphanation. There we go.
There we go.
Making up words.
You can only use it after every long rest.
Yeah. It's now canon.
Hell yeah.
Rig
Proceed.
cast a really nice fireball. That's a
Hell yeah.
The idea of the wind wall is actually not a bad idea. If we can get them going in an opposite direction, you can put the wind wall between us and the ship.
How long does your wind wall last?
Let me look it in.
And can you see through it?
Let's see
believe-
what.
Yes.
Okay. Wind keeps fog, smoke, other gases at bay. Smaller flying creatures or objects can't pass through it. Arrows, bolts, can't. They automatically miss. Creatures in gaseous form can't pass through it. And it lasts up to a minute.
And you need how many minutes?
20.
Well, considering I haven't seen the ship before, my guess was 20. We'll see how my check goes once I get to it.
I think that's probably pretty fair. But
I could end up being a genius, but I think 20 is safe.
you could.
Right.
Besides getting to the ship and getting past the
We not or can you can invisible and fly yourself and shit. Can you
I
stealthily
can only do
get,
one of those things.
Okay. Can you stealthily get yourself, just you, to the ship to start working on this process?
So 20
We
minutes
will-
was a guess with me being able to direct all of you.
you're being generous.
I don't know if you've seen a ship before. They're rather large, and getting one underway by yourself is a Herculean task.
Okay, fine.
It's Hercules.
Who?
Ooh.
What?
Well, I was gonna say, once we get the distraction going, would all of us be able to stand for 20 minutes, guesstimating, could be longer, for a fight?
We only have to hold them off until it gets up in the air. Then we're good.
True.
I mean,
So we're going to be fixing the ship and holding them off at the same time.
I think we should distraction and slow them or whatever we need to do to get them off our ass.
I think we should distract them and be if we cannot be caught, that would be beneficial.
Yes.
Not being caught is good. The longest amount of time we could go without things attacking us is good.
With a wind wall, each one of them would have to roll a strength saving check, otherwise take bludgeoning damage. How many shadows were there?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I thought he got up to like 20 in the court.
I heard
So-
50, possibly.
So I say let's distraction, get there, hopefully.
But you see, as you say that, Nock just kind of goes to the shadow, and the shadow
Yeah.
starts to fuck off.
Hi.
Here we go, boys and ladies.
Okay. So the plan is laid.
Yeah, it's gonna run past them, and if it notices them like attempting to assault it, dope. It's gonna keep going. If not, it's gonna like drive by.
Can it make sound?
A drive-by slapping.
It can. So that's a good point actually. As
What
it
kind of
gets-
sound does the shadow make?
So it only makes one noise.
Oh,
It has an ability called Dreadful Scream.
Oh,
Hashtag death whistle. I got it.
Yeah. So as it gets close, everybody around, you'll see Noct plug his ears, and doesn't say anything. He just plugs his ears, and you hear a shrill shriek, this like banshee cry from the courtyard come out from the shadow. This unearthly, ghostly noise.
so as you all watch said knocked shadow go screaming out into the courtyard, it makes it about 30 or 40 feet, and as it begins to pass the first shadow demon, the shadow demon just slowly starts to turn, and as the shriek goes out, they all slowly start to turn. And then, in like the most World War Z move you've ever seen in your whole life, they are almost instantly upon it.
It's booking it. It moves at 40 feet. I don't know how fast your shadows move. It's 40 feet.
We're going to say in another round, they're going to be surrounding it. So
Sneaky.
here is your here is your opportunity in this turn. How do you go? What are you doing? Let's go. You are approximately 60 to 80 feet from the doorway of the building from your current point.
We go.
that's the distraction to go. We can try to get as stealthy as possible. We should still have.
How far are we?
About 60 to
80.
Okay. So dash puts us almost on top of it.
Right.
almost.
Yeah. A dash with no
dash
stealth.
as quietly as fucking you can.
Yeah,
There's
you can't-
no
you
there's
can't
no
dash-
set.
You can't dash in stealth. Like you
can dash quietly. There's actually no rule saying that you can't take a like sneak action with it, right? So there's no action
No.
economy with it. But obviously the DC is higher or you have disadvantage or whatever the DM decides, right?
Super fun, easy way to do this. Everybody roll a d20 and don't add anything to it.
Oh fuck.
Just roll.
But that's only if we're
That's
dashing,
an 18.
right?
natural 20.
I think
Okay.
we're dashing.
Also, to add to this and make it so Noct is not a
just said
liability,
don't add
he is going to do
Fortune's favor.
Starlight Step for 30 feet, and then he'll move the rest of the feet. So,
Okay.
would you like me to roll normal stealth in that case?
No.
Okay.
17 for Reese.
Okay.
12.
Did anybody roll like absolute shit?
I
That's
got
what you're.
18.
What'd you get?
18.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Can't hear you. You're muted, Just.
I was trying to use the Beyond dice, and it didn't show me what I rolled, so I rolled my dice, and it was a 10.
10. Okay.
Was 10 the lowest?
I didn't see what.
The DC is 10.
Okay.
So you all pass. As you make it to the door, here's what I am going to say, though. Reserve, for whatever reason, you are the last one to the door.
Naturally.
As your back foot pulls through the doorway as you all are running in and up the steps towards the airship. You hear a different screech behind you in the courtyard.
Mm.
Kind of a screech of recognition.
Mm.
What are you guys doing? You're here. You have no idea how much time you have. What do you do?
Rig,
How
what are
many
you
of them
doing?
can I catch in a fireball?
You do you. I've
Okay, what do we see? From where we are now, what do we see?
okay. So you run up the steps. It is think like you ever played any of the old games where you got to like storm a castle and you got to drive the little thing up to the wall and then walk up the steps and then out the plank and onto the top of the wall?
Yes.
It's kind of
Kind of.
style staircase
Okay.
essentially, right? So you're like hoofing it the fuck up these stairs. You get to the top, you come out on the platform, and then if you've ever played World of Warcraft, think of the blimp at Orgrimmar or whatever.
Oh, for
On
fuck's
here
sake.
at the top. That's essentially what you come out to. There's
Okay.
no one here. The ship is quiet. It is docked. It is tied off. The stones are lightly humming, but they are very dim. And there is shit scattered all over the deck.
Okay. Give me. Okay, so this is the only way up, though, right? To the ship?
There's no other way. This is the only way.
Give me 4 of you to help with the ship, and 1 of you to watch the stairwell. Brazier, if you wanted to do the wind wall, you could do that.
Okay.
I'll go on to the ship.
Oh.
With knocked.
Just to reiterate one more time, before we even get to the platform the ship is tied to, there is a basically stair system that brings us up to the platform. Is it directly connected to the wall?
Yes.
As in, okay. I just wanted to make sure, because if we could burn it and stop access, I mean,
Super great idea. 100% would catch this whole bitch on fire.
yeah, that's what I figured. That's why I asked if it was connected.
For 0,
Imagine the ship not being fireproof.
please make me a perception.
Okay.
And then roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Perception 25.
Okay. 100% you see shadow demons coming towards.
I would like to ask again, how many of them can I get in a single fireball?
Give me a moment.
It's a 20 by 20. Just saying.
What?
Yeah, but if there's 50 of them, there's a lot more than spaces, I imagine.
True.
If they're ethereal, they might like overlap a little bit.
I never know.
That's it's a classic.
Zero,
collab.
what was your wisdom saving throw, please?
13.
That was a wisdom check.
As-
roll.
Okay, what am I rolling? I'm
A
sorry.
wisdom saving throw.
So somebody with the character sheets up, help her with that.
Thank you.
So in
I'm
the
sure she's rolling on you.
Underneath your name, 2 down, there's the box that says saving throws, and wisdom is
Got it.
right there.
Thank you,
You
sir.
have a good
You're welcome.
fucking wisdom save. I think you'd be okay.
Dear
Okay.
God, +8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
16.
Whew.
Do I see a bad future before you make a decision here?
I don't know, do you?
I don't know. Do I? I can make the call after I know whether the roll fails.
She fails.
Why
Lovely.
don't you re-roll that? I want to see a better future. Why don't you roll that again?
Okay.
Love that journey for you. Let's go ahead and
Fuck.
change that.
It does not like
no.
me. I don't do well under
So-
stress.
Noct won't say anything. Those of you that are heading to the ship with him, you'll hear a sigh as he's walking to the ship.
Wow.
Razira, as you are pulling your small focus out of your pouch. You cast your wind wall. You start reciting the incantation, and you start pulling from the wood around you in the air and mixing those two things and trying to push as much of your being into this forceful wind wall that you possibly can. And just before you release that energy into the space, you hear a voice in your head. Oh,
Oh, God damn it.
I see you're in a little bit of trouble, darling.
Ah, stupid bitch.
I couldn't help but notice that you found some friends. Sure
Are
would
you
be
jealous?
It sure would be a shame if they, found their way up those steps right now, wouldn't it?
And why would that be, Mother?
Well, I mean, they could do whatever it is that, I was trying to do. They would, potentially help me out here. And I wouldn't have to get my hands dirty anymore. Your pesky and annoying friends seem to have kept you from dying the last time. I wonder if they can help you this time. And as you release your wind wall spell, it comes out from your hand and gets bent backwards and shoved into your chest. And you all roll a perception check for me.
Me as well, or not me as well?
No, not you.
Yeah. Right.
I think about that time. I don't know if the voice cuts off, Tony, but you'll probably feel a burning sensation on your chest.
Thank you.
It's an 11 for me.
19.
21.
Okay. Anybody above a 15 watches Prazira get slammed into the deck. And she's now on her back, just like staring into space.
I'm Prazira and I'm dead now.
No, you're not dead. You just got windwalled.
Oh.
It's like Iron Man at the end of that Marvels movie where he's like, "You guys want to get some shawarma?"
Yeah. Those same people who made the perception check, you noticed that there are ugly baddies quickly making their way to the entrance of said tower. Not there yet, but they are real close.
If someone would be so kind as to take care of the entrance, the singular entrance, we really need to get this boat moving.
Okay.
I mean, I can just. Are we inside the entrance?
We're
So
at the top
you guys
of a
are
tower right
at
now,
the top
about to
of a
cross
tower.
a bridge onto a boat.
Okay.
There's a door at the bottom. It's basically, think of a tower attached to a platform. This tower nailed to a platform, and there's only one door at the bottom, and they got to walk up it to get to you at the top, and then you got to basically like walk out onto the platform onto the ship.
I'm trying to figure out if there's any amount of the tower I can destroy to essentially create a rubble field.
No.
Still waiting to fireball.
I'm in favor of fireball at this point.
Before we fireball.
The tower is made of wood, I assume.
I was gonna say, I think. Wait, unless the fireball specifically doesn't say that it doesn't ignite things.
It doesn't, but there has been a trend in the campaign. So
True.
so
Very right.
Fireball ignites flammable objects in the area that aren't being worn or carried. So it would ignite the wood of the platform.
I'm not firing it in the goddamn tower. It's like,
yeah, he's firing
they're a long way away. Like,
yeah, like towards the approaching creatures.
I'm the opening gunfire here.
I think that would be pretty helpful, at least to thin it out. So whoever wants to.
I mean, if we want to do fireballs, we can do fireballs. But
We have 2. That's right.
If there's any one-offs, I can booming blade and throw the hammer at something.
I think anything to thin numbers right now would
Yeah.
be helpful.
Yeah.
Well, decide, and I need as many people as possible to get on the goddamn ship.
I don't have
I'm
any
gonna
idea
look
on
Priscilla,
the
at
ship with
I
you.
think, can you get back up? Can you get up and get on?
I
the ship?
don't know, but I can also throw a thunderclap, and that'll be obnoxious if nothing else. If I can throw anything.
I
They're
think I
currently
don't
on
think
your
you want to
ass.
do a thunderclap. I don't think a thunderclap
Alright.
would be a good
the
idea. 'Cause that'll
largest
just be noise.
grouping within 150 feet that I can fireball, and I'm
Yeah.
going to unleash absolute hell.
I'm getting on the ship with Noct.
As you
'Cause I have
guys
no AoE.
are,
I'm not helpful here.
as you guys are not bickering, but like quickly deciding what you're going to do, you watch Rax just not, or excuse me, you watch Rig step forward just so slightly and just kind of close his eyes for a quick second. And he takes Rax and points him out over the edge. And you just watch. May I have a little bit of leeway here?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. As he points the axe out over the edge, anybody who's watching this direction, which would not be Noct and would not be Graham, you watch 2 skeletal hands come out of the axe and slap its hand together, and you watch this just giant fucking flaming ball of fire go screaming out over the edge of the wall, splash down in the middle of all of these fucking shadow demons, and you watch about 70% of them just evaporate
Noise.
as the most hellrific fireball you've ever seen in your entire life just coats this whole fucking space.
Cool. Then I will follow suit and do the similar thing. That's another fireball. I can do that. That's easy.
I'm going to have you roll damage for me, please.
Okay. That I can do. I think 8d6. That's going to be fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's none that have gotten onto the platform, right?
6.
No,
I don't believe
there's
so.
nothing. There's none on there yet.
Okay. I don't mind fending them off. I only say this because I can fly away if the ship leaves and fly to the ship.
31 points of fire damage.
Okay. You watch as all but a small number of the entities that were in this courtyard that were numbering 50 plus are now just gone.
Awesome. I have one more Hail Mary if we need it. I can cast it one more time, but that's my last 3rd level spell. And then I have another Hail Mary.
Okay. Do you cast the last fireball?
If we are trying to get these creatures down, then I will do it. Yep, I'll do it one more time.
So what I would like you to do before you do that is roll an intelligence check, because the set that are left are immensely close to the tower. So you're going to have to understand how to get it to hit them and not the tower.
Got it. Intelligence check.
To be clear, real quick, your name isn't Rosati, is it?
I don't get that reference.
Wrong element.
Don't worry about it.
21.
Throw your fireball.
Huh?
Throw your
Roll the
fireball.
Done. All right. Okay. One more time. Huh? That's good. 28 fire damage.
Okay. You watch as the remaining shadow demons in this area just evaporate.
Cool. So we've got a little bit of time. Let's.
However, what you do realize is you have made an enormous amount of noise.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Mm.
Yeah. So let's. Okay. We have cleared the saddle spawn, but we have made a lot of noise. We do not have a lot of time. So whatever we need to do, we need to get it done quickly.
Hi.
Yes.
As a general once said, now all of Tiatankin knows where we are.
You peer out over the city, and in the very distance, way out there by the palace, you can see something above the city.
There's something above the city.
Way out there.
Way out there.
So the opposite direction.
Yes. Well, yeah, yes. But if we're taking the ship, then we need to move. We need to move.
Knocked.
Yeah,
You have 3 skill checks to pass to get this bitch off the ground.
that's awesome. I have disadvantage on the first one.
Perfect.
You just had to have
How-
that damage to
How
sword.
do you instruct your first person you in getting ship off the ground?
So you said there was like a lot of rubble on board, right? So
Correct.
somebody is clearing that. Whoever is in charge of clearing the deck of the ship is also setting sails, right? So that would probably be the first person.
Who is your first person?
Who's confident in their ability to move shit and pull some rope?
I've got solid strength. Rig has more strength than me.
Rig is really
Whoever-
good at pulling
is Rig-
strings.
Is
Whichever
Rig
one of
on
you.
the ship now? He was fireballing.
I think I'm still down below, passed out. I don't know.
I know I'm on the ship.
Yeah,
I would
whoever.
say Ram is probably your first person to help.
Yeah, so as Grom and I
Pretty
cross,
sure
and y'all are doing some shit on the other side of the bridge. Is what's happening. I'll tell Grom to start cleaning up and pulling the ropes to let the sails down.
Okay. Grom, make me
Tying off the fucking.
acrobatics, athletics. You choose.
Is it with disadvantage because Noct has disadvantage?
No.
Ooh.
I think my roll whenever I go to do
His roll
okay.
when he does something will be disadvantage. Yours is not. He'll be the final roll.
We're gonna make an athletics.
Also, as you walk away from me, I'm gonna slap you on the back and be like, "You'll be okay." Guidance.
Is guidance a plus or is
D4.
that
D4.
disadvantage?
D4.
It's a D4.
Yeah. You add a D4.
Add a pointy triangle.
Is my triangle?
So, somebody grab Prazira off the ground if you would.
I get her. I will have gotten Priz.
All right, that's a hell
Thank
of
you,
a
Ty.
roll. We got an 18 plus 7, so 25.
5.
Wait, no, 27 because of guidance.
So, as you begin your cleanup phase, Grom, and you hear the explosions behind you and the general glee of the giggles of the people doing said work, you hear a voice. Don't you think we could do this a little quicker?
Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, fucking throw me.
Cool. I've been wanting to. What can I throw it at?
Just throw me.
Not the mast.
I throw the hammer towards rubble.
Go,
Okay,
Bubbles.
You watch as the hammer just goes around in a circle, and you see like the tiniest little whirlwind around it. And it goes in like an arc out from you and then comes back to you. And then there's a pile of rubble at your feet.
Bubbles has been upgraded to Roomba.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you, Hammer. That's rather useful.
And you do it another time or two, and the deck is clear.
Cool.
You can just shovel the shit over the side. Now you don't have to walk around and pick it up.
Can I specifically throw the shit towards the stuff that's approaching?
Can I just-
You take a peek over the side, and there's nothing approaching.
Okay, cool.
But you do see, like, smoldering bits of rock and debris in the courtyard, and you can't just
Wait.
help but smile.
Doesn't all the stuff have to come? Well, if there was stuff, doesn't it have to come up like a stairwell?
It does.
I'm throwing all the rubble in the stairwell.
Yeah, okay.
Just for good measure. I'm piling the rubble in the entrance of the stairwell.
Sure. Sounds great.
I'm
Ty,
piling
you pick up
aggressively.
Prazira, and she's just got this like cold, blank stare on her face currently, and she doesn't really say anything.
But she's pissed
Whatever.
off.
Whatever's going on, we can deal with it later. We've always dealt with it, and I will just make our way to the ship.
Spoken like a true therapist.
Knocked. Round 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you like to get your team to help you for round 2?
Okay, so everybody has kind of come aboard at this point.
Correct.
Who has any arcane knowledge at all?
I got a +7 on mine.
Well, you're one better than me.
Okay, so you just shout out that you have arcane knowledge.
Yeah, I have a little bit.
Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to go down inside that door there and proceed down the stairs to the very bottom. You're going to find a massive furnace. You're going to start it. You'll figure it out. And after that, across from that, you're going to see the stabilizers. You're going to turn those off.
You want me to turn off the thing that is stabilizing the ship?
I want you to turn off the anchor. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
All right,
I-
Reese. You said
Also,
downstairs.
as you go, Noct will walk over as you pass him to the door, and he'll slap you on the back and be like, "You got this. Have a guidance."
Guidance.
Pat on the butt. Good job, bud.
All
You
right,
got
there,
it.
good game. All right,
So,
there, good
look-
game.
A little bit of slap ass, as everybody gets to work.
Reese, as you get to the bowels of the ship, it's eerily quiet in here. There's no supplies. There's no remnants of people. Just you, the furnace, and a panel full of switches and gizmos and gadgets.
Some
Cool.
of them are green and some of them are red.
Thank God I'm not colorblind.
Roll me an Arcana check and add guidance, please.
All right. Okay.
I'm imagining there's like feedback on this so that when you like pull the lever, the fucking fire starts, and you're like, that's my hope.
So bear with me a
Kinda-
second.
Kind of like a Rue Goldberg machine. You gotta lead to the next thing.
Yeah.
Where
Maybe
is-
this was designed by somebody intelligent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where is it?
Maybe.
Sorry. Psychon.
Sorry, that's not an input here.
No, you're. I don't. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I rolled a 7.
Oh.
But as a psionic user, I have an ability that lets me reroll skill checks.
Oh.
I'm just
Okay.
trying to find it real quick. Where's Psychonic Knack?
I don't think he's within 30 feet of me, right? I told him to go to the bottom of the ship. Yeah.
There he goes.
He is out of sight, out of mind.
So if I fail an ability check using a skill or a tool, which I have proficiency, I can roll 1 psionic dice, 1d8, and add the number to the check, potentially turn the failure into success, yada, yada, yada.
What is your total before you do so? With your guidance.
With my
7.
guidance, 7 plus 1 is 6 plus, so that's 8 plus 7 is
15.
15.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the psionic knack anyways.
Okay.
And add a d8. adding an 8. So,
So
that
23.
23.
Takes you a few minutes, but you finally pull the right lever. And this, like, have you ever seen the movie Home Alone,
yes,
the original?
yes,
Do you remember the furnace in the basement?
yes.
Okay. When you pull that lever, the furnace opens its mouth and kind of like clang, 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 clangs a little bit. And then you see those red glowing embers just start to erupt inside of it, and the door just kind of shuts. And you turn around, and all of the gizmos and gadgets and buttons and things are starting to light up on the panel.
Hmm.
And you briefly just skim the panel looking for the markings of what it is you're supposed to be doing. And finally, you see one. What languages do you speak?
I speak Thieves' Cant, Common, and Draconic.
You see language scripting that you haven't read before, but it's not so dissimilar to what you know that you can't, without really staring at it, kind of piece it together. And you finally surmise, after one fuck up, the anchor switch. And you flip the anchor switch, and you feel the ship come. And then all of a sudden, that panel that you were standing in front of, Reese,
Mm-hmm.
you feel a shake at your feet, and then the panel starts to rise up, and above you, the floor just starts to push to the side. And this panel just goes to the top deck. And you watch as the floor opens, and this panel just comes up and stops, locked
Yeah.
in place right next to the steering wheel, for lack of a better term. And now it's your turn to set this bitch free or crash it into the ground.
So as I sent Reese below, he would have started walking up the stairs to the top of the deck where the wheel is to get in place. And as he does, and as everybody crosses, he'll go, Rig, if you would be so kind as to kick the plank away.
Ooh, Rig give good kicks. Is that an
I love
athletics
it.
check? Because I would love that.
Go for it, please. I would love to see this.
Oh, natural 20.
Woo!
Hell
With a
yeah.
+5.
25.
Fuck
The
that.
kobold ninja kicks the shit out of that plank.
Fuck that. I like to imagine there's a shadow that just came up the stairs and gets his head taken off by a plank.
By a plank.
Yeah.
Okay, cannon.
So I'll come up to the wheel and I will look over at the panel and hit the buttons to make the ship rise, and we will attempt to take off.
If I am free and I have a now basic understanding that how the ship works, can I give the help action?
You'd have to get up to me.
Oh, that's true. Never mind.
I will also guidance myself.
Okay. What skill check are you using to...
It seems like an arcana. Like it's a magic ship.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's see what you got.
All right. That future fucking sucks. I just saw the entire ship not rise, but instead fall down to the ground. We're not doing that. We are going to use my second chronal shift.
Oh,
That was a nat 1 for those of you that did not fucking see that.
Oh my
Good.
god!
That would have been not good.
It would be funny though. It would be a
You
little
just gave me
funny.
a bit of a heart attack because I thought you meant the second one was a nat one, and I was like, what?
Yeah, my disadvantage was a nat 1, and I was like,
Oh,
no,
God.
let's not do that. So that is an 18 on the die for a 26 for a 28 with guidance.
Thank fucking god. Thank the gods.
So, as you all feel the ship start to lurch and shake and shudder, you see a light blue glow start to turn visibly magnificent. Ship kind of like emanating out around it. You hear this hum and buzz as the ship begins to rise, as the sails set hot, and as the ship starts to pull up and away You all kind of turn and cast your glance back down toward Crossroads. Flames, muffled screams, destruction, chaos are left behind.
Just the mental image that I had completely to cut away from the carnage we're seeing below us. The mental image of Noct going, all right, well, just press this. Oh. Worth pointing out as the ship rises, Noct actually doesn't pay attention to anything below him. His eyes are only locked on the horizon as he pushes the gear forward. And he's going to accelerate the ship as fast as it'll go. In the opposite direction that Ty pointed out.
Okay. As you rise out of the valley that Crossroads sits within, and you turn, where would you like to begin the discussion for navigation? Where do you want to go?
Noct is entirely distracted. So y'all are going to have a conversation and then cue him in because he is just having a blast. You'll see, like, normally his hair is very down and like kept. The wind is blowing it back entirely. I think we're at like nighttime, right? Thereabouts.
Yes, it is.
I thought we were in morning.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's
thought it
not.
was
He
daytime.
said it was night.
I feel like it's been a while as well. He'll have those like astral horns growing out at this point then. And the ship is probably going faster and higher than is typically acceptable.
Fair.
Those of you that have not been used to this or think your character may be seasick in the air, feel free to play on that.
As an avid flyer, I think I'd be all right.
Well, that actually depends, right? You can swim. How are you on a boat?
True. That's a very good question.
I think it would be highly ironic for a bird to be like, man, fuck these flying boats.
Oh my god,
This is so terrible.
this is unnatural.
This is not the way of the world.
Is this what it feels like to be the Owlin character in the other campaign? You just fly.
Yeah, just fly. What
Just
do you
fly.
do? What do you do?
Just do the thing.
As far as navigation goes, Amador, as in the person, intrusive thoughts, would say, pick a direction, go that direction until the end of time.
Who the fuck is Amador?
That is what we're doing. Right this second, that is exactly what we're doing.
We are literally flying opposite of the thing I saw. The only suggestion I had was to try to go to the capital. That is the only.
We know that's across all of the land and across the wilds.
But it's easier
we have
now
an
that we're
airship.
in a ship.
Sure.
Navigation is different now.
DM, I'm just going to say hammer and see if I get a response.
It
Yeah,
is
what's up?
highly comical.
Do you want to pick where we go?
Do I look like a map?
I don't know. I could throw you in just whatever direction
Anybody
you fly.
got a
and
map?
then just go.
Anybody got
I
a
mean, you
map?
could throw me if you want. I'm just gonna come back.
No fun.
I mean, I'm a lot of fun.
No good tips or suggestions for us.
I mean, which direction are we going currently?
Hey,
South.
keen mind.
We're going northwest, right?
Northwest. Yeah, we're heading.
That's towards the other kingdom, which I don't remember the name of.
It's kind of towards that one place on the Emerald Coast.
Yeah.
Literally called the Emerald Coast.
Right.
Yeah.
The city of the Emerald Coast.
Yeah.
That sounds like a nice place to be.
It sounds like it would be a pretty good target for a scary demon dragon or scary black thunder fire thing to destroy.
I mean,
like
it could.
Episode.
the scary cities being destroyed that we've been in.
Yeah. But you're traveling a whole lot faster than you are on land.
That's true.
I will say
Oh.
though, whenever we show up somewhere, it is destroyed. So maybe we're the problem.
You think?
I don't think we're the problem. I just think there is something devastating this world. And there is no real way to escape it.
Okay. How
But
long was? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
if we are wanting to keep running, then that's what we're doing. We're now literally on a ship running away.
So the way I imagine the this like setup up here is like the wheel, and then there's a console here, and then there's like a little table here. Does that sound good?
Sure.
As Noct is kind of driving, you'll see him open up his pouch and pull out a bunch of tools that look like part of a navigator's set. And as he's going to start charting the stars as we're flying through the sky. Continue figuring out where the fuck we're going. I'm gonna figure out how to find places for later.
That's a good idea.
I
But
think I keep cutting you off. I'm so sorry, Ty.
no, it's fine. It's just the if this is following us as we are kind of believing, or if we are having this thing keep going, then no matter where we go, it's going to follow us. So are we wanting to accept that risk and put more people and cities in danger if we don't think it's following us, which I don't think it is?
Is Priz conscious?
Mm-hmm. Tired, worn out, feels real yucky. Conscious.
Okay, so we are willing to acknowledge that my mother is in some way involved in this, right?
I mean,
At this point,
I wouldn't say involved, but is directly affecting our ability to probably fix the problem.
so wherever we go, or I should say wherever I go,
Mm-hmm.
I think your mother, if what we have seen recently is accurate, your mother is after you.
correct, which puts all of you again at risk.
I mean, in the grand picture and scheme of these, Priz, I don't think so. I mean, it sucks, yes, but at the end of the day, we have a lot bigger monster things that want to kill us even more.
And to be very blunt and honest, Riz, the only thing she's ever done, she has done directly to you. It has not been hurting us. It has literally been hurting you.
That is fair, but
I tried
this-
my best.
I know, but I am just stating what I have sensed to be factual.
the
Mhm.
fact
is
that screeching came out of all of those shadow beings gives one pause, however.
But I do believe that there is more to this creature and this entity than petty revenge.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think that that is the be all end all. I think the whatever they were after, which if I'm remembering from sessions ago, was the tearing down of Bahamut. That was their end goal.
I
And
put
the
I just put
destruction.
I put nothing past her at this point. However, I understand where you're coming from.
Now, could she be allying with them? Totally possible. But I think the only way we would know that for certain is if we saw that deal happen or he told you. And I don't think he's going to tell you. And I don't think it makes sense.
I
But-
think
Mhm.
ultimately we have to choose where we're going because we can't keep going in the same direction forever. And we definitely are now in the situation where we're obligated to fix this problem. Even if we're not directly the cause of it, we know of it, we have to fix it now. So the question is, do we go to the Emerald Coast or do we go straight to the capital and go from there?
As you say, we can't just keep heading in the same direction from above you. You hear, "Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm."
Why the stars are pretty tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally believe the best resource is to find out why this thing is happening and who brought it here. I don't think we're going to find that information in the Emerald Coast.
My concern is if we're leading it to another city to attack, since this is 2 cities in a row now. We visit, it destroys it.
Just real quick, Tony, what was the Emerald Coast known for? I could redo a check if need be, but I kind of don't remember what it's notable for.
So the Emerald Coast, I can't talk. The Emerald Coast is the second largest city in the Tiantang Empire.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly known for its exports of like extremely fine timber. Hence the Emerald Coast, hence the green forests that are surrounding it.
It's literal and figurative. Okay.
You know, I was gonna ask what the landscape looked like, but I think we've broken cloud level at this point.
I think you're sailing above the cloud tops at this point, Noct.
Yeah,
I think
Peter Pan, I should call you.
I think I would kind of notice at this point as we're going through the clouds and probably try to snap you out of it to get your opinion also.
Good luck.
You'll see him kind of lower the dial down and set the flight path straight and keep it on basically autopilot as he kind of like walks down to everyone. Hair just a fucking mess. Just a disaster.
Love it.
It's like Yzma. It's all back.
Yeah. It's just insane. So, what did I miss?
We're still deciding on where we're going. One hand, we have the major capital of this entire land of Tiatang, or the Emerald Coast, which is known for exports of their finest wood, hence the name.
So, are we going for sightseeing? What's the goal? What is our purpose?
Trying to figure out where this thing is coming from and these things are being spawned from. I guess the more obvious answer would be just go to the capital, right?
large cities tend to have a wealth of information, though it depends on what this is. Um, something that does stand to be gained, and we quite literally just missed our chance, was the best place to gather information is at the scene of the attack.
Right.
Thus far, there have been 2.
I have an off-kilter question, Tony. Would it be common knowledge to know not necessarily the biggest as in population, but the biggest in, I guess, religion? Like, or was that key? Like, what holds the most, if it's a singular religion, or if it's a conglomeration of many religions with many
Sure. I got what you're saying.
churches? Yeah.
So this particular empire predominantly, like in major fashion, only worships the Platinum Dragon.
Mhm.
And the only remaining large temple is in the capital. Emerald Coast does not have a temple. There are people who worship there. There are small churches or synagogues or whatever you want to call them there, but there are no major temples in that space.
Okay. So,
Hey, sorry to like cut you off in the middle
No,
of
you're
this
fine.
thought. Tony, was this a trading vessel?
You would surmise to say that it was probably a more
Maybe.
well-to-do trading vessel.
Yeah, I think we would know that it was a trading vessel because we did the investigation and we knew that the only airships were for the Merchants Association and the Sovereign.
Noct will disappear for a minute as you're talking about heading to the capital in Bahamut, and then he'll reappear. He went to go look and see if there was a place that was used to contain items of high priority, kind of like a lead box or something of that sort.
Just roll me a general investigation check. Sure.
19.
Takes you a few minutes, but you do find a kind of like more secure mid-deck location, like mid-deck, top, middle, bottom, behind closed doors.
As he does come back, he'll look at the party. Well, we do have a place that is free from scrying and magical effects. Prazira, if you would like to avoid something like that again, that is a type of place that you could stay, and any magical exterior interference would be unable to touch you. Anyway, continue. Just a thought before I lost it.
Great idea. Love the thought process. But I guess that kind of closed the thought I had was, I guess it's kind of obvious that we probably should go to the capital, study the stuff there in that temple, but it wouldn't hurt to kind of maybe look at smaller religions too. Maybe there's some overlapping, like for example, some creation stories amongst religions would kind of lapped over or share similarities. Maybe we can find something that shares a similar, effect of what's happening here in another religion. It's just a really far out thought, but it's worth a shot.
Is there much crossover in your religions between your gods?
That's a good question.
It's a really good question.
I would probably be the best served to answer the question.
Sure.
And as a part of world building, which I promised you folks in this game, I'm going to let you answer the question.
Oh gosh. Okay. I know that there are many deities here in this realm. The deity that I worship is not the platinum dragon. It is Fazai, the goddess of knowledge and learning. I believe I've mentioned this before. But there are other deities in this realm. I guess you would consider them minor gods, as it were, but are similar. Dragons, would you like me to start conversing about the gods?
Please.
Because I think I have the list.
I think you do have the list. I'm pretty sure I shared it with you.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Go
for it.
So I'm gonna trying to count here. Pardon me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know of 10. Bahamut is one, which is the Platinum Dragon. That is another name. God of justice, law, and order. My goddess, Fazai, is the goddess of knowledge and learning. But there are others. There is Zomir, the god of war and conquest. There is Lu Che, the goddess of life, wellness, and Zen. There is Mushu, the god of death and souls. Then there is the Gray, which is a legion of arcane and magic deities. Sylvanas, the goddess of nature and the wild. Tieto, the god of trickery, bribes, and secrets. Godon, the god of chaos and treachery, excuse me, words. And I don't know if I want to say this one. Well, I'm not sure how.
No, you can't. No, the last one.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was remembering that one. And I was like,
Not
nope,
that one.
I don't want to say that one. Yeah. So yeah. Y'all didn't hear that part. That was DM above speak. Knocked, if you're speaking, we can't hear you.
God damn it. All I said was imagine having secrets. Couldn't be me.
Imagine.
Couldn't be me.
Imagine dragons. Anyway.
Go and see him in August.
Hmm?
I'm gonna go
But
see
yeah.
him in August.
Ah, nice. But yeah, so those are the gods that I know of in this realm. So I didn't say 10, I said 9. Sorry, that's backtracking.
Retconning, if you will. But
Retconning, yes. But
All good.
yeah, so that is the pantheon of gods here. Given what they do and what they oversee, I'm actually going to ask dragons, would one of these, given what we've seen so far, would one of these gods potentially be a direct correlation to what we've been seeing and what they do?
I would say that there is one that could fall into that category. Roll me a religion check.
Okay. I'm not going to use you. No, I wouldn't use you.
What's Rig up to while we're all having a conversation about where the fuck to go?
Oh, that's true. He is on an airship now.
You're muted.
What all has Rig found, I think, is the real question, because we're on a merchant vessel.
Can I be like super honest?
Yeah.
If Rig started to walk away, I would have taken him up to the wheel, and I'm gonna teach Rig how to drive.
Ooh, let's do that.
Fuck yes.
So he knows how to drive and he knows how to steal. He's gonna be unstoppable at this point.
Oh,
My
God.
God.
I'm gonna turn
amongst kobolds.
I'm gonna turn Rig into a fucking sky pirate. That's what we're doing.
I like.
Captain Riggs. I serve under
Yeah,
you.
I rolled too high to get seasick in the air, and then I was like, "What do I do here?" So
It's okay.
learning how to
I'm
drive is good.
I got you.
That's perfect.
22 on that religion check.
You're gonna need some more scholarly backup to draw conclusions of that magnitude.
Right.
You could fantasize that one of those could fit the bill, but you don't know enough about them to yes, that's the one. So,
Yeah. So I have theories. I have possibilities that I feel could be. Mushi was the one that came to mind as I was talking about them, but I would want more knowledge. I would want more insight, more scholarly research, and considering Noct, Reese, Graham, that we all kind of fall along the same educational path.
As you say Nock's name, he just came up from below holding a stool for Rig to stand on. And he
What are you
turns
doing?
towards you. Yeah?
Continue whatever you're doing.
I don't appreciate that you didn't say Rig. Rig has probably a lot of education. We just don't know.
Or at least
Well,
Rax
maybe.
probably does, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair assessment. Sure. Sure. With that being said, my personal feeling is to head to the capital, to go to their libraries and or go to their temples and seek more information. We've sent notice warning already, so my hope would be that they would be preparing for whatever is coming, but that is my choice.
Prazira, what are you doing during this discussion?
Pretty much not a damn thing, just kind of sitting and watching Riggs learn how to fly the airship.
Are you standing like near the edge? Are you crisscross in the middle? Like where are you?
I'm in the middle. I'm nowhere near the damn edge.
Prazira, do you have an interest in the sky? And he gestures towards that.
In what way?
He'll look down at the stack of papers and some like open books and a small like globe that he's been marking on. It's like a navigational set, and he'll gesture towards that if you're keen to study that.
Sure, if it'll help.
Prazira, as you kind of peruse over Noct's papers and his globe and like the teachings of like map, like you have some conversation as you're standing there, and he's kind of Rig here, and you redirect him a little bit here and there. Doing a marvelous job, by the way.
I like to imagine Rig has the fucking speed just cranked as far as it'll fucking go, and he keeps trying to crank it more.
I want to break
And-
the sound
and pre-
or hear the thunder.
Yes.
Noct is so proud. You're doing so well.
And Priz, as you're looking down at these items, you kind of get lost in some thought, and your eyes kind of drift up from the papers, and out of nowhere, seemingly, this little bird just flitters in to the deck space as you're flying along and sits on the table in front of you and is just kind of looking up at you with its head kind of cocked to the side.
Okay, at this point, after everything she's been through, I'm tempted to strangle that fucking bird. I know that's probably not helpful, but I don't trust anything right now.
Roll a perception check for me, if you would, please.
All right. $19.
So as you're just kind of looking at this bird, kind of lamenting all of the just stupid shit that's happened to you in the recent past, the bird kind of hops around a little bit and just kind of looking at you with these eyes. You catch a glint on one of its wings, and this bird is more of like a charcoal black color. Its eyes are like this really pale pastel yellow color. And as you're looking at it, just kind of, just almost blankly staring at it through the trauma and things that you've experienced recently, something kind of like shocks you out of that for a moment. And as you look at the side of this bird, you see a single golden feather in its wing feathers. And it kind of hops around a little bit. And as you and Rig are kind of, steering the ship and whatnot, the bird kind of looks over at the two of them and then looks back at you. And then it hops a little bit and like stares off in a direction that's close to where you were going, but not quite.
Rick feels compelled to spin the ship in that direction.
I think that's probably a good idea.
As you spin the ship in that direction, you watch as the bird just vanishes, and the only thing that's left is this single golden feather laying across Nox's map, and the tip of the feather is pointed just south of the Emerald Coast. And that is where we're going to leave it for tonight. So,
Appropriate end.
thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. It was wonderful to get to play with you guys again. I know we've been on a little bit of a break, so hopefully we'll be a little bit more consistent, but it is summertime, so we'll just see how that goes. I have been DM Needs More Dragons for the Golden Feathers of Tien Tang. We play every other Tuesday, roughly at 8:30 to 9 o'clock Central Time. We would love to see you back here next time for our show. We hope that you are enjoying it, so we're going to go around and say goodnight. Let's start in reverse order. So the guy not looking at the screen, Mr. Reese Inkfoot, could you lead us out?
Yeah, I can. I don't do much outside of this, but everybody else does. So give them support. They're great, talented. Check out the other podcasts, yada, yada, yada. I have been Reese Inkfoot, Rogue. Good night.
Jess.
Yeah, thanks. My name, I'm Jess. I play Prezira. Still working on the Southern Fried Macbeth, so I don't have a date for that yet. We unfortunately had to put things on pause, but please, as soon as I have information on when Unfamous Players will be putting that on, I will let you know.
Awesome. We would love to support you in that. Mr. Bull, let's get you off to bed, shall we?
What? I'm not sleepy.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
sleepy.
Okay, buddy.
I'm Bull. I'm an Eldritch Knight. I have a tenuous relationship with my hammer. That's all I got. Thank you all.
That's fair. That's fair. Good evening, Damon.
Good evening. Damon, DMA Gamer 79 on TikTok and Twitter, or X, I guess is what it's called now only. I am in another game. I am playing in Gaia Chronicles, which runs every other Monday night here on the Vibe Tribe. You can catch us up, check us there. I play Tayo Dorgon, your light domain cleric. There's been a lot of darkness today, so that's
It's all good.
I like.
It's all good. Thank you.
We don't have darkness. What are you talking about?
Oh, come on. Come on, no darkness in this campaign. Seriously. Brave, how are you?
I'm brave. I'm Brig. I'm a sky pirate. I cast fireball.
You can't top that exit, so I'm going to go over to Noct.
Those of you that know, all I can see is a kobold in Balthier's outfit. That's what I see, and it's beautiful. I am Dakota Orishiro. I play Noct, the wizard elf thing. You can also catch Tony and I on Unveiled on Thursdays. We won't be back until the 7th, but we will be back on the 7th, doing things in a pit. Yeah.
Yay.
Also, I got a boat, and I'm super happy. This game's great.
And again, I am DM Needs More Dragons, or Dragons for short. You can find me on Twitter, not Twitter, excuse me, the Clock app down here at Leave a Fed and Dragons, if you'd wish to follow me. I don't know that I post a whole lot there anymore, but you know, it's some weird shit. Thank you all very much for joining us tonight. Everybody, please be kind. There's a lot of hate in the world right now, and we could definitely use more, not that. So, without further ado, I do believe if I can find the outro. Oh, there it is. Bye, everybody. See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's going to happen next time? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.